It started like every show. Crowds filled the stands. Kids cheered. Phones were ready. Jessica Radcliffe walked up to the pool with a calm smile. She raised her hand. The orca surfaced on cue. People clapped. A normal day. Then everything changed. The orca shot out of the water with a speed no one expected. He hit the trainer and pulled her down. The noise was sudden. A single, terrible sound. Screams cut through the cheers. Phones fell. People ran toward exits. Trainers rushed in, but the whale's power was too much. In seconds, Jessica did not come back up. Silence fell like a heavy blanket. Some people cried. Some stood and stared. The scene felt unreal. News crews filmed while the crowd struggled to breathe. The word spread fast. A trainer had been killed. But then the strange thing happened. The orca did not flee the tank. He circled the pool slowly. He made low, long sounds that cut the air. Witnesses said it sounded like a call, not a roar of victory, not a sound of hunting, a noise that felt like sorrow. Picture that for a moment. A huge animal in a small pool, moving in circles, making sounds that people said were sad. It was not wild celebration. It looked like searching, like missing someone. Experts later explained part of it. Orcas are smart. They live in tight family groups and remember faces. Years in a tank changed that life. Bright lights, small space, and constant shows put strain on their bodies and minds. Stress builds slowly and then hits hard. What we saw that day was the result of a life squeezed into too little space. What caused the attack? We cannot say for sure. Maybe fear, maybe confusion, maybe the buildup of stress. The truth is messy, but the bond between Jessica and the whale was real. She had spent years with him. She had fed him, trained him, and cared for him. That makes the loss deeper. After the attack, officials faced a tough choice. Keep the whale in the same tank and risk more harm, put him down, or try to return him to the ocean. People argued. Some wanted quick rules and blame. Some wanted mercy. The final call: send him back to the sea. Moving a 6-ton whale is not an easy scene. Vets gave him mild sedatives so he would not panic. Big cranes lifted him into a giant tank filled with cold seawater. Teams of people watched his breathing and his heart. A special truck carried him slowly toward the coast. Every step was careful and quiet. At the shoreline, the ocean looked huge and free. The crew eased the tank into the waves. For a moment, the whale floated and seemed to study the wide blue. The drugs wore off little by little. His muscles began to move. His eye blinked. He pushed his tail once. It was small, then stronger. People on the shore watched in hush. Some clapped softly, some wept. A few children asked what had happened. The sight was both sad and beautiful. Stroke by stroke, he swam farther. He turned and dove into the deep. He did not swim back to the crowd. He swam away from lights and walls and the sound of applause. This did not fix the pain. A trainer was dead. Family and friends lost someone they loved. The park had to face new rules, lawsuits, and anger. People called for change. Some wanted shows stopped. Others wanted better safety. What the story shows is two truths at once. One, a person who loved her work is gone. Jessica gave years to train and care for animals. Her loss is a wound that will not heal for those who loved her. 2. The whale lived a life that squeezed him small. The tank was not a home. The shows were not his world. That life led to pain that burst out in a terrible way. So what should we do now? We can stop making wild lives small for our pleasure. We can support places that give space and care. We can push for laws that protect both animals and the people who work with them. We can ask parks to show the true life of animals, not just tricks. If you watch a show, look at the space the animal has. Ask how the animal lives when the lights go off. When the choice is applause or a life, choose the life. Remember Jessica for her care and courage. Remember the whale for the sorrow he showed and the second chance he got at sea. Hold both truths at once and let them guide change. This was a shocking event that should not fade into another headline. It should change how we treat living minds. Let it push us to listen, to act, and to stop trading wild lives for cheap thrills.